I feel like everybody talks about Trump, 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 and
Right.
nobody talks about what happened to the victims.
Mm,
So that's why I want to talk with you because you did this incredible podcast about 5 years ago. All right, guys, and if you haven't already, all right, so while you're out there looking for good
mhm.
content, go find Broken. All right, it was done by Tara Palmieri and Julie K. Brown, two people who really understand this the best. Okay, go find that. It was published 5 years ago, wherever you can find good podcasts. I was listening to it over the weekend, and I was floored. Like you
Yeah.
traveled the country and you knocked on doors, and
Yeah.
so I just wanted to ask you about it. Like, what did you learn in this? How was it?
I mean, so I it was a labor of love, I guess you could say, but we wanted to corroborate the stories of the victims because, unfortunately, they're often disregarded. They're called liars. They were called child prostitutes when the case first was closed. And I think Jeffrey also saw them that way, especially the young ones who came from poor families in Palm Beach. I mean, he
Jesus.
thought he could get away with it and that there would be no repercussions because who cares about these people, right? He dehumanized them in so many ways. But it was really, important to me and to our team, Julie K. Brown, Adam Davidson, Adam McKay, just to, like, truly do some true weather reporting and find people who could say, like, "Yes, I was there. I saw this.
Mm.
I saw that." We spoke to the houseman, Juan Alessi, who ended up being a very critical witness in the case against Ghislaine Maxwell because he picked up the girls and he brought them into the house. He saw Prince Andrew there. He saw the men coming in and out. You couldn't walk in this house, as Virginia used to say, and others, and not think it was weird to see man in his 50s, teenage girls, pictures of naked girls everywhere. It smelled of depraved behavior, and even the way that they sort of boasted with boasted about the sort of bacchanal behavior. Like they were almost grooming
Yeah.
the people around them to feel like this is normal.
Yeah.
This is normal depraved behavior. It's okay. We treat young girls like this, or we treat girls, some of
Yeah.
them that are, some of the girls were 18 or 17 or 18. I think in a lot of cases there were girls who were over 18.
Yeah.
But Jeffrey liked to keep the young ones for himself. And and they wanted the people around them to feel comfortable with this because, like, you if I walked into a house and I
Yeah.
saw a 50-year-old
That's
man and a bunch of
yeah.
girls hanging around topless, or a bunch of pictures of naked girls that look underage, I'd be creeped out and I'd walk out the door.
Yes.
I don't care how big your
The
mansion is.
fuck?
Yeah, I don't care how much money you're worth. And so a part of that was Glenn's role, and Glenn's role of
Mm-mm.
normalizing this. Not only did she have the role of normalizing this, signaling to people that she's a part of this posh society, her Oxford graduate, father's a former press baron, but also,
Yeah.
she's has the Rolodex. She connects into princes and presidents and really high profile people, experts, and the type of people who are celebrated, and she validates him, and so that's why I've spoken to some victims over the past few days. I mean, I call them survivors because they really are,
Yeah.
and what they have said is that the fact that the government is interviewing the fact that they're taking a woman who perjured himself twice, and taking her word right now and wanting to hear from her rather than calling them, rather than looking at their files and following up on the names that were mentioned there. It really feels like a re-victimization in a lot of ways
Yeah.
because, again, they're just not taking their word. And they're just wondering what are they going to get from talking to this woman who's a liar, who says that she's a victim herself. I mean,
Yeah.
every all of these girls have the same story. It is so consistent. And I mean, even her friends, the way that they describe her,
Yeah.
it's just it's really shocking. And but I don't understand what they're doing. I mean, obviously, she's going to get some sort of deal, or she's going to get some sort of clemency, or there's got to be a reason for her to talk. Pardon, I don't know, but it's just not. It's
Yeah.
truly heartbreaking for these girls, especially someone like Annie Farmer, who I spoke to, who said, "I have I have had to live through the trauma I experienced when I was 16 when Ghislaine
Yeah.
Maxwell was the one who was massaging her breasts, and it was Epstein that was in the bed. It was both of them." And she said,
Jesus.
"I testified. I have given multiple testimonies, subpoenas, I have civil lawsuits, I've done all of these things. You have made me go through this over and over and over again. And now this is how my testimony wasn't enough." You know,
Yeah.
my recounting of the story. So it's a sad day for them. I really think that people are underestimating what this means. I know it's just become so politicized, and it's like I don't care what political party. Truly, I
Oh,
don't. But I think that the fact that these girls are being used as pawns, like they've always been used as
yeah.
pawns, is what we need to stay focused on.
So and I mean, you've done. I've always known you for your political reporting, which has always been incredible. But I really love the shoe leather reporting and the power of you traveled with Virginia Roberts Giuffre and helped set up these meetings to be like, okay, you guys, like you witnessed this. All right, Juana
Oh, no, we
Leslie.
didn't do meetings, we just door knocked. We showed up at
Just-
people's houses. I mean, we were pretty aggressive, like the chef, Adam Perry Lang,
yeah,
we who was there making food for her, and seeing her naked and seeing all of the people, and he had to know the names of all these prestigious guests, he had to know what they liked. Adam was a very he's now a Michelin well, he worked in a Michelin restaurant eventually, now he's into barbecue, and he bragged that he became this great barbecue chef because of a New Mexico ranch, but never said whose. It was Jeffrey Epstein's. And he's Jimmy Kimmel's best friend. He's celebrated by Oprah. He's got books on barbecue. Little does anyone know that the way that he learned about this was from Jeffrey Epstein's world. And so Virginia thought, well, if I could just get Adam Perry Lang to testify for me, this would be really helpful. And he pretty much slammed the door in our face. I mean, not physically,
yeah,
but just said, like, "I
he
wish you the
hit.
best. My lawyer will be in
Yeah,
touch."
yeah.
I mean,
He,
it's unclear if he helped the Justice Department in the Ghislaine Maxwell case. I don't personally know that, but we got the
right.
feeling that there was a breakdown. The only person who actually opened the door for Virginia and
Oh my
talked to her
God.
was Juan,
Yes.
the
Yes.
houseman.
Oh my God. It was incredible. Like, and you even said this during the podcast. Like, you're like, I can't believe this is actually happening, but he talked.
Well,
And
yeah, because everybody else was slamming the door in our faces.